Hello everyone, welcome back to This Is Why We Stand. I am your host, Joe Archino. Once again, we are truly honored to be here at the Lanza Family Center for All Ages today. Incredible hosts, incredible people, and our guests today have just been phenomenal as usual, and we truly are grateful to all of them. And we have now here with us Victor Gonzalez, who I've just been catching up with and learning about his wonderful family. Victor, you are a proud Army veteran. We've got Army Navy coming up in just a few hours. Two of your sons went to West Point, so I think we know very much where your loyalties lie. Will you be watching the game today?
Oh, definitely. Every year.
They had a tough going for a long time. 14 years, Navy had the upside on them.
Bring that up.
I'm sorry, but you know they're now Army is going for the four-peat, four in a row against Navy. But I love covering the team this year, and two of your sons being at West Point. I mean, there's so many places we can start with you. You're an Army veteran yourself. Your two sons going to West Point and entering the Army. You know, maybe first and foremost, we can talk about your experience in the Army. What led you to enter the service?
Well, it was kind of like a family thing. My uncles were part of the 65th Infantry Regiment out of Puerto Rico, and they served in the Second World War and the Korean War. So when my time came along, it was like what you do. You didn't run away from the draft, you ran to it, which is kind of funny because when I joined up, it was during the Vietnam War. And I remember at that time we used to have different designations. US meant you got drafted. RA meant you enlisted. So I had a sergeant check my registration number. He goes, "What's your number?" I goes, "RA," and then I went to the rest of the number. He goes, "RA, what are you, stupid? There's a war on." So that was, but there's something that you did. You just joined.
And I think that's what's so.
I've had three sons. All three of them served in the military.
Wow. Three sons and one daughter.
And one daughter, right.
That's absolutely incredible. So two of them went to West Point. Were they all Army?
All of them Army.
Wow. So you followed in your forefathers' footsteps. They followed in your footsteps. That really is pretty special.
Yeah, hopefully the grandkids are coming up.
They're good. It's just, it's amazing though. For you, what was it like for you to see them go through? Well, since you had that background, is it a tremendous sense of pride for you to have them follow that legacy?
Very much so. Well, when I dropped them off at West Point the first time, it does bring a tear to your eye. And then when they at reception, when they say, "Everybody get up, say goodbye to your parents, get out of here," and you know you're letting them go. It's a very strange feeling.
I'm sure for you, because it's one of the things I admire so much about the cadets at West Point, and it's the hardest thing to do. Being a college student is not easy, but being a cadet, there's nothing like the challenges of being a student on top of all your military training, the discipline, the commitment it takes. From you, I'm sure, kind of have a little bit of that background from being in the Army, used to discipline, used to doing things like that. But, for your sons, I know the adjustment isn't hard. Do they ever come to you and ask you for advice or things like that about, how to get through stuff like that?
Well, the one thing that when they first broached the subject of going to West Point, and said, "I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to sign any papers. I'm not going to call anybody. It's on you, because this is something that you have to do. All right? If I want you to do it, you're going to wash out. So it has to be on you." And they did it all on their own.
It's even more impressive. That really isn't. I think it's a very interesting point, because if you kind of try to push them in that direction, maybe they might, but they wanted to do it and they made it happen.
Right.
You also have a daughter who's doing pretty well herself, just hit the New York Times bestseller list. The book is weighted. Now, she's written some things before, Melissa Gray, so I think certainly the book is doing very well. And you were telling us at Yale, she was the captain of the
equestrian team.
Wow. You've done
2 years, yes.
You've done quite a good job as a father, my friend. It really is very, very cool. For you, have you read the book yet?
No.
Has she sent you a copy?
Oh, yeah, I have a...
There you go. You got to get to reading it.
Yeah. Well, she writes young adults, and I have to read it.
There you go. That is,
father.
I mean, look, from where your kids are, you certainly have done something right for them to be where they are today. But all three of your sons being in the Army, are currently deployed now, or have they retired?
No, I have one left. He's a major in the Green Berets.
Green Beret?
Yeah, he's a Green Beret.
That's amazing.
He's assigned to Fort Meade in Washington. So he's still in. The other two, my oldest one's retired. He did 22 years. And my other one, my middle guy, he works for a firm now. Thank goodness, he's in Indiana. So, but he got out after 6 years, and now he's in private business.
Green Beret, I mean, is the top of the top, the best of the best, one of the best units in our United States military. So, you know, to be at that level speaks so much. I mean, and for him now he's at Fort Meade now. Was he deployed overseas at any time?
Yeah, he's done 4 deployments.
Wow, that's a lot, 4 deployments.
Well, everybody's done at least 2. All right, all my sons have done at least 2. He's done 4.
It's incredible. I mean, the sacrifice from your family alone to our country is so incredible. And, you know, one of the themes that we've been tying into this program is, especially this time of the year, with it being the holidays. I'm sure for you as a father, and then for you when you were deployed yourself, the difficulties of, you know, not being around your loved ones. I'm sure it's not easy, but for people at home, maybe you can speak on what that's like a little bit.
It's very rough. It's very rough because you know what the holidays mean to you and your family. And it makes it very rough when you're away because you want to be with them. All right? And it's no matter how good they cook up a meal for you at the mess hall, it's not the same as mom's cooking. All right? But I think that a lot of it also has to do with your age. The younger you are, the harder it is. I think if you're a little older and more seasoned, 21 instead of 17 or 18. But, you know, at 21, you're like an old guy in the military. All right? So, but when you're younger, I think that's the roughest part of it. You know, the first time.
The first time, I'm sure, right?
After the second, third holiday, you're all right.
You get it. And you know, that's one of the things we have her too, is, you know, very true like that. And it's being around your buddies, you know, the brotherhood part of it is certainly something that helps. And we've heard themes like that very much too. But, you know, it just really is amazing. We heard Andrea Molina, who's one of the people who helped us be here today, and just we're so grateful to her for everything she's done for this program, and everything she does for all our veterans is just absolutely inspiring. But she told me your name. She told me a little bit about your background. Each one of the kids, I was like, this is incredible. I gotta get to meet this guy. And it really is amazing. I mean, having a bond like that with your children and seeing how far they go, it's really special. And I'm sure it's something that's an immense sense of pride for you each and every day.
Yes, it is. Very much so. Proud of all of them.
What would you say, you know, we always are learning on this program and seeking out advice and helping for you, for anyone who's out there and, you know, considering joining the military or anything like that. What advice you give to the young people? I mean, you've been through it personally. You've been through it with your kids. What advice do you give to those young Americans out there who think that this might be a path that is the right one for them?
Well, I do think it's a very good path. Now, one of my sons, my oldest son, used to be a recruiter. So it's not like I'm trying to recruit anyone. But it's a good life. You just have to be prepared for the hardships of being away from home.
And that's what we were talking about before. You know, it's not easy at first, but it does. And being around other like-minded people certainly help. But we really appreciate your time today, Victor. I mean, coming on and sharing some of your story with us, being a part of our last show of 2019. Andre speaks so highly of you, and I know now why, and I can say that I truly have had the honor of meeting you and getting to speak with you. So truly appreciate it today, and we wish you the best of luck. We wish you, your daughter, the best of continued luck with her book, and hopefully now you got some downtime, hopefully over the holidays. I'm sure you can sit down and finally get a chance to read it. I had to. I'm sorry. And tonight we got the big game coming up too, so hope you enjoy it. It's going to be a good one. Everyone, I'm Joe Archino. Really appreciate you tuning in today, our final show of 2019. Another huge thank you to the Lanza Family Center for All Ages. You guys have been great, so accommodating, and we hope to be back because this is a special place. Thank you for tuning in, everyone.